made the difference.
Toyota Dealer Cape Rally, and some of the big names already have points on the board, while other big names have nothing.
With a near faultless performance in Natal and the excellent speed showed by Toyota's still relatively new Auris S2000 rally car, can season favourite by claiming a second consecutive victory.
I'd like to win this one, and yeah, we'll give it a shot.
In 2008, Hergen Fecken won 4 of the 8 events and drove well to salvage a 3rd position in Natal. But although it's still early days in this year's championship, the current champion has a fair amount of catching up to do.
I've seen at the championship you need to get a lot of good results the whole year through. So, you know, 3rd overall in Natal was fine. I think that's what we're aiming for on this event as well. Top three finish, and if we can win, that'll be great.
A 4th place finish in Natal was a decent result under the controversial circumstances for Jan Habig. But the 6 times national champion would have his sights set on a much better result in the Cape.
Yeah, this is a rally that we quite like. You know, the roads are very quick and there's a lot of place to manoeuvre. So yeah, we enjoy this road, and I think, you know, the car's feeling pretty good. So looking forward to a good result.
Cape Townian Fernando Rueda will now tackle his 2nd event in the top S2000 class after successfully finishing his 1st in Natal.
You know, it's a very fast rally. We don't have the fast races in the gearbox, but obviously it was my choice. And again, a bit more pressure than last time, but we'll just see how we go.
After the incident in Natal, which effectively took all 3 BP Polos out of the running, Enzo Kuhn was probably not the most popular person in a Volkswagen service park.
Yeah, I expected a couple of unhappy phone calls from the teammates, but you know, it turned out well. Thanks to the press, we got a lot of publicity, and not for the right reason, but as I said, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Obviously, we're starting on the back foot, but we're looking forward to it. It's in close to our hometown, and it's a very fast event, very different format from Durban, flat out, and we're starting off first today, so we're cleaning the road. Looking forward to that.
Going into round 2, Toyota's Mark Cronier also doesn't have any points yet. He had a comfortable lead in Natal before crashing out, and because this is Toyota's home rally, Cronier will have the added pressure of doing well on his team's own event.
Oh, what's pressure? Is it something you can eat? I'm not too sure. No, jokes aside, we've got a big task ahead of us, but you know, we're very fortunate. I think the Toyota package at this stage is quite a superior package.
Cape Townian Jean-Pierre Damso is another top driver with no points to show after round 1. But Damso grew up on the rally roads of the Western Cape, and if luck allows it, he should be near the top of the leaderboard.
I don't know, but after the last rally, first stage going on, I think we just need to pace ourselves today, Friday, and then see where we fall in for tomorrow, and then maybe attack a bit harder tomorrow.
Jalpi van die Kerk also didn't score any points in Natal, but the Pretoria businessman showed excellent pace, even winning stages before crashing out.
It's a pity we didn't score points. Everything felt good. The team was well prepared, and we were well prepared. And yeah, unfortunately these things happen. But that's now gone and past. We're here, and we look forward to this race and to score good points.
The leading production cars are in a battle of their own as they fight for the coveted production car championship. But there's no doubt that the leading Turbo Subarus and Mitsubishis will once again be a thorn in the Premier S2000 side. Unfortunately, this class has lost the talents of Hein Lategan, who swapped rallying for off-road racing. Current production car champion Charles Wilken drove his Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru to a fantastic 2nd position overall during last month's opening round. Where will his sights be for round 2?
It's difficult. Hein Lategan was one of my main rivals. He's not doing rallying anymore, so I've got to maybe put my focus on different cars this event. We'll go into the first few stages, see how we compare to the faster S2000s, and then we'll decide.
With Lategan removed from the production car equation, it will be up to 2007 champion Visser Du Plessis and his similar Pertec machine to take the fight to Wilken.
Everything is better than it was the previous rally, beside our unfortunate break with the crown wheel and pinion. But the car is better, we've improved it, and we're going to probably be able to improve it until after the Sasol. Then it should be where we want it.
Mike Nathan will only be driving his 2nd national event behind the wheel of his AWI Mitsubishi Lancer. But this is home soil, so will he be able to challenge Wilken and Du Plessis? So, all the top drivers have each other to worry about, but perhaps they should be more concerned about this. These are the super-fast rally roads in the Overberg farmland region of the Western Cape. The stages around Caledon, 130 kilometers east of Cape Town, are perhaps South African rallying's ultimate test of man and machine, as the speeds will reach 200 kilometers an hour. On narrow dirt roads, over blind crests, with little or no margin for error. It's where bravery borders stupidity.
I think it's the fastest event this season.
Super quick.
Fast, fast, fast.
A couple of tricky places here and there.
This should be good.
I think you just got to do everything right and maximum.
It's going to be scary.
On the Toyota dealer Cape Rally, the crews will cover a 729-kilometer route, of which 169 kilometers over a total of 9 special stages will be against the stopwatch. For the second time this year, the 10 fastest South African rally drivers gather to draw their starting positions. Where you are on the road is not as important here as it was in Natal, but to be first is still considered to be somewhat of a disadvantage. On the Toyota dealer Cape Rally, this burden belonged to none other than Enzo Kuhn. The BP Ultimate Polo driver was followed by the production cars of Visser Du Plessis and Charles Wilkin, while Toyota's Mark Ronier would launch his attack from 4th, ahead of current South African champion Ergen Fecken. At 25.1 kilometers, stage 1, just outside of Caledon, gave the crews no chance to get used to the fast and also rough conditions. Ridderbloem is also home to the famous water splash, where if you attack too much, you can destroy your car, and if you take it too easy, you can lose loads of time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right 2 opens.
Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson would have been a bit rusty going into stage 1 of the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally. The last time the 2006 champion drove a car in anger was during the last event of 2008, taking into account that his first outing in 2009 only lasted 3 kilometers. The BP Ultimate Polo survived the long stage 1 and the water splash to record a time of 14 minutes and 59 seconds.
It's quite slippery out there, only under the braking, but fine, I'm happy with the stage.
Visser Du Plessis and Gerard Snyman were the next ones to find out just how rough and fast the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally was going to be. Du Plessis has an entertaining driving style, making the Pertic Subaru a favorite with the crowds. They set the production car benchmark with a time of 15 minutes and 27 seconds. Benchmarks, however, are there to be broken. The Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich was the next car on the road. The current production car champions were fresh from a fantastic second position overall during the first event of the season. And although Wilkin shaved 14 seconds off the time set by Du Plessis, he lost the same amount of time to the S2000 Polo of Kuhn.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too cautious in places.
This is the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally, which means added pressure on the young shoulders of Castrol Toyota's Mark Ronier and experienced navigator Robert Paisley and the Castrol Toyota Auris. Ronier was under strict instruction from Toyota team bosses to reach the end in the Western Cape, and it started well with a time of 14 minutes and 57 seconds. Fifth on the road for day 1 was the ideal position for current champions Ergen Fecken and Pierre Aries to launch their attack in the second of the BP Ultimate Polos. The great champions of the past have often used a single stage to make their move in an attempt to catch the competition off guard. And on stage 1 of the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally, that's exactly what Fecken did. Their time, 14 minutes and 36 seconds, 21 seconds faster than anyone before them.
Yeah, look, we need to push really early to get a bit of a gap, so we pushed really hard on this one.
All eyes were now on hometown hero Jean-Pierre Damso and Andre Vermeulen in the Total Evolution Toyota Runex. In recent years, the Damso name and bad luck have been synonymous, but unlike in Natal 3 weeks ago, the Cape Townian reached the end of stage 1 in a time of 14 minutes and 58 seconds. Next up, the third of the BP Ultimate Polos. Multiple champions Jan Habig and Douglas Judd know that they can't afford for anyone to get away so early on in the event and blasted through the 25 kilometers of Ridderbloem in a time of just 14 minutes and 46 seconds. It was 10 seconds slower than Fecken, but more than 10 seconds faster than the rest. Fernando Rueda and Kobus Frey were the next ones to tackle Ridderbloem. It is only Rueda's second event behind the wheel of the Total Evolution Toyota Runex, after swapping his production car for the S2000. But the Runex sounded ill, and a slow time of 15 minutes and 55 seconds confirmed that he had a problem.
We just
I'm struggling to hear Cobus. I can't hear him. So I'm driving half of the thing blind. I've got everything on full volume and I just cannot hear him.
After a fine display of driving skill just 3 weeks ago in Natal, Castrol Toyota's Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh not only positioned themselves at the top of the championship leaderboard, but also established themselves as more than serious contenders for 2009 Sasol South African Rally Championship honours. Gemmell blitzed through stage 1 in a time of 40 minutes and 39 seconds, just 2 seconds slower than Ficken. The Toyota and Volkswagen battle was now on. The new Africa Developments Toyota Runnix of Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton was the 10th car to cover the 25 kilometers at Rodebloem. Van Niekerk was hoping to build on the excellent pace he showed in Natal and started this event by setting the 7th fastest time.
Very rough. In a few moments there, I think we broke a right shock at the back. It's very rough out there.
The stage was set for another epic battle between Toyota and Volkswagen's bravest. Ficken took the early initiative, but has a charging Gemmell just 3 seconds behind, followed by Hubich and Cronier. Wilken is the leading production car and Tien Schubert completes the top 10. Stage 2 of the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally, the 21.9 kilometer test of Jongensklip. It may be warm, dry and dusty, but the speeds on this flowing stage will be super fast, with sections where the rally cars will easily reach their top speeds.
Fernando Rueda and Cobus Frey's frustrations from stage 1 also continued on stage 2. During service, his team tried everything they could, but the power-sapping misfire was still under the bonnet of the Total Evolution Toyota Runnix. The Spaniard could only manage the 10th fastest time on stage 2, more than a minute off the pace.
We can't get the car to pull at all. Once we hook 6th gear, it's really dead, you know.
The Pertex Subaru of Visser Du Plessis and Gerard Snyman was pushing hard as ever, completing the 22-kilometer stage in a time of 10 minutes and 39 seconds, but it was only 9th fastest.
My navigator tells me I'm braking too early, so there's always work to be done.
Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton are getting faster and faster with every event behind the wheel of their new Africa Developments Toyota Runnix. But on this incredibly fast stage, the Pretoria businessman could only manage 8th fastest. Production car champions Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich had their sights set on another top result. The Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru is a regular thorn in the sides of the S2000 machines, but on this event, it seemed as if the thoroughbred racers would be just too quick for the production car. Wilken set the 7th fastest time. Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson were not too pleased about being the first car on the road. It almost always is a disadvantage to sweep and find the road, and on this occasion, it just took the edge of Keane's attack. The BP Ultimate Polo lost a further 19 seconds to the leaders on stage 2.
Flat, Enzo. 300, go. 300 now, go. At the trees.
The Toyota Dealer Cape Rally was the venue for Mark Cronier's first ever podium finish when he reached the end of the 2008 event in 3rd position. This time, the Castrol Toyota Auris driver settled into a steady pace and completed stage 2 with a 5th fastest time.
Maximum crest.
To say that the pace was now getting fast would be an understatement. The Total Evolution Toyota Runnix of JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen was now flying by setting a blistering time of 10 minutes and just 7 seconds, and that with driving on a flat rear wheel for 8 kilometers.
We went a flat wheel about 8 k's from the end in this one. Yeah, so we lost a bit of time, but the stage is still good.
Going into stage 2, Ficken and Aries had a slender 3-second lead in their BP Ultimate Polo and gave it their all to try and maintain their lead. A time of 10 minutes and 5 seconds was the fastest so far, but would it be enough to keep the remaining 2 drivers at bay?
Very tricky, and there's a lot of places that can catch you out.
The answer was no, as Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh drove like madmen. The Castrol Toyota Auris barely touched the ground as it completed the nearly 22-kilometer long stage in a time of 9 minutes and 58 seconds for an average speed of more than 131 kilometers an hour, and that on a narrow dirt road.
In max left, then 50 slow right. So mid-max crest.
Narrow dirt roads are clearly something that multiple champions Jan Hubich and Douglas Judd have seen before. The combination of speed and narrow dirt roads also don't seem to put any fear into their hearts, as the BP Ultimate Polo flew over stage 2 in a stage-winning time of 9 minutes and 53 seconds, a full 5 seconds faster than Gemmell.
Yeah, it was a very quick stage, but we just kept the flow going, so yeah, we stayed on the road as well here and there.
After more than 45 kilometers of illegally fast gravel road action, Johnny Gemmell emerges as the early leader. But he had a determined Jan Habig on his tail, just 2 seconds behind. Fecken drops from first to third, but the difference is only 4 short seconds. Damso was looking good in fourth, ahead of another close battle between Cronje and Kuhn. After the break, the pace on the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally heats up even more, taking man and machine to the absolute limit. Will the drivers exceed this limit, and will their machines be able to withstand such round?